So Lauren, you come in that fourth quarter and reel off those 2 threes. What sort of all of a sudden clicked for you that you were able to do that? You end up scoring 15, I think, of your 17 points in that fourth quarter.
My teammates were just looking for me, feeding the hot hand, and I feel like that was pretty much it. Just everyone clicking together as a team.
And for both of you, or either one of you, they were a tough team. I mean, they kept hanging around. What was it towards the end of the third quarter that really sort of, it's like, I don't know if it was a point when Jada came in, and it was, you guys were just like, screw it, we're just gonna, we're just gonna play our game, and you did it, and you really extended the lead. And what do you think was that happened sort of at that moment?
I don't know, just being down for a little bit and then rallying back and getting it to a close score, and then coming off of that loss. Obviously, we're just trying to prove to ourselves like we're better than that. So just being down, I think that kind of lit a fire under us, and we just decided like we just got to fight back. They're aggressive, we got to be just as aggressive, and yeah, finish the game.
There was a point there when Paulina got called for that intentional foul. You guys were on a 7-0 run. That kind of sort of stopped that run, and then you went on this. Was that part of it, where you guys were just like, yeah, it's time to just put our foot down?
Yeah, I think every time anybody gets a little scrappy with our teammates, that kind of like motivates us to play even harder. So yeah, I think that that intentional foul with Paulina just told us like, okay, we just need to play even harder. If they're going to be fouling and talking and all that, we just need to do the same thing and finish the game strong.
Change. So you guys went into halftime a point down. What did Coach say to you during that halftime? Because I definitely saw like an adjustment being made mentally as you guys came back out.
Just the normal, like, we got to play harder. This is the same way the last game went that we lost. So just don't let yourself, like, we didn't allow ourselves to just stay in that lull. We had to like get more aggressive and finish execute all that stuff. So yeah. Just we came back with a different mentality of we're not going to lose this game, and we're going to get just as aggressive, and we're going to finish the game, yeah.
Was there anyone like, Lauren, was there anyone like Jada or Brea or Isis or somebody like that who sort of, besides Coach telling you this, that kind of came together and said, come on guys, let's do this?
I feel like it was mutual between like everybody on the team, that we didn't want this game to go down the way the NAU game did. We didn't want to repeat that feeling. So everybody already had it in their head, like, we have to finish this game through.
And how's your shoulder feeling? I noticed some of those free throws you were like...
Yeah, feeling good. Cold because of ice.
How much of the turnover issues were the result of what Grambling were doing, or how much of it was just the way you guys were handling the ball, maybe feeling a little too rushed?
I think it's a mix of both. They were a very aggressive team. On defense, the press sped us up a lot, so us being sped up, we took a lot of quick shots. And we were also struggling with turnovers before this game, so it's something that, as a team, we need to learn to slow down and be more intentional with our passes. So, yeah, but I think the press did speed us up a little bit, but we got it under control near the end, so yeah.
We'll take one more. Anybody?
So how does it feel for both of you to, you had that tough loss at NAU, and then you come back and you're able to pull this one out at home?
I think it's good. It definitely gives us our confidence back. That NAU game was a bad, just overall game for us. So being able to play at home, get a win at home, and get settled back into what we know we can do and stuff like that, I think that was good for us.
I like that shirt, Bet on Women. Bet on women.
So, how's Isis doing? I saw she was sitting on the bench. It looked like she was
Blood.
getting, it was blood. Okay.
Yeah, she got, I think jaw. I think on Axa or one of, I don't know if it was jaw or someone else in the game at that time, but I think it was just the off arm and it, like, her lips were bleeding, her teeth were bleeding, and I think she felt a little bit woozy for a second. But she's not in concussion protocol, but I think it's just scary when you see blood coming out of your mouth. But she's okay, thank goodness.
When you take away the possessions that ended with a turnover, you guys scored on 41 of the 58 possessions. When you look at a number like that, does it show you that the offense works when you make the right pass?
And when you
take
run
your-
offense, when you actually run the play right, yeah. No, for sure. And there were some specific things that we ran, but like, I don't know why we're having such a problem. It's not one person, it's just collectively a problem with turning the ball over. I think it's just rushed, like we're just rushed to make plays or something, but it goes back to fundamentals because we aren't fundamentally sound enough to play through action and understanding angles on the floor. So for example, on certain actions, like we can't pass to the post like way above the 3-point line. Like it's just a turnover across our body on top of it. Not even the fact that it's above the 3-point line is a turnover because it's too far. Okay, and then across your body above the free throw line is a turnover. Anytime you pass across your body, it's always a turnover or jumping. So we probably get like 6 a game like that, and then charging, that's probably like 4, but that's fundamentals because if you're going in and like in traffic and jumping, like those are your fundamentals. So with those players like Sanaya, Sky, even our post players, we're working on post players not putting the ball on the floor right away. Guards jump stopping and finishing with balance. Like you see Sky, she's such a phenomenal athlete. When she drives in and she jump stops, she finishes or gets an and one. When she's going in there and lands out of bounds, it's out of control, and then we don't. Or we turn it over or we miss the shot. So it's daily. We are doing passing into the post daily. So our passes have been better into the post, but our fundamentals like jaw goes up all the time off 1 foot, or these cross court, I'm not a football coach, so I don't ever teach a one-armed like throw across the court unless you're Helena Pueyo. I don't ever want a one-hand like beam across the court. And I don't know, like those are just habits, but we definitely have to break those fast. Because it's not good, and we're not going to win games with averaging 19 turnovers. And it's like the posts are getting a lot. The posts have too many. I mean, they should have maybe one each. But the guards, we can't have guards with multiple of like 3 or 4. It just doesn't, you're not going to win. And Maylene's a really good player, but she's a freshman, and she's turning it over too much. She came in and turned it over twice, so we have to work with her on, it's the one-arm passes like across. Just dribble this way, then make the pass. If you're not sure, don't make it. So I think those kind of things, and I think Jada a little bit turning the ball over too much, but we have to work with them on it because right now it's not going to be a nice Big 12 if we're averaging 20-something turnovers. We won't win a game.
Grambling was just a fast-playing team. I mean,
Fast, physical, gritty, tough.
Yeah, so when you were at halftime, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, things were a little shaky there.
Right.
What do you say to the team to try to get them to settle down and not, like, just fall into that quick?
Well, I talked about our toughness because they were out muscling us, out hustling us, and just like physical. And I talked about the speed and where they were making us play. They did a great job of dictating what we do. So they sped us up, and then what did that force us to do? Like try to rush in transition, like take these like beam passes and quick shots, and then they run. The other thing I talked about was you have to pop back a little bit. So when we're going to pick up, pressing doesn't mean going and reaching and giving a 5-on-4 early in the shot clock. That's not the disciplined defense. So you can make them work to catch it, and then you contain them. You don't stay so tight to where they're going to beat you every time, because then we're in rotation, and our post players get fouls. So it's showing this young team, having them understand. Now I like when we pick up, but sometimes that's fool's goal, because we can pick up. That doesn't mean press them. It just means be on assignment and contain the ball. They hadn't attempted a 3, so that means they drive the ball. Like, we went to a zone 1 possession, they shot a 3 off the backboard, but like, they want to drive it and get into a pull-up, so pop back and give them space, especially if they're faster. So I don't think we have understanding of that yet, and it looks like I don't teach that. It looks like we just go up, press, get beat. That's not the objective. The objective is to make them work and then, like, contain. If you're faster, you can be a little closer. If you're not, you need to pop back. Even if I'm this far, they can't beat you where we're rotating. And so we did a better job of that, but we don't really have an understanding of that. And then we have to be a lot tougher. We have to be more physical because they shouldn't be like blocking us from behind, taking the ball from us, winning on all the 50-50 balls. I thought we were much better on 50-50 balls, but we still have to come up with loose balls. And we're not there yet, and that hasn't been a good area for us. So it's daily passing, fundamentals, those are like daily reinforcement, and we have a long way to go.
What did you see towards the end of the third quarter there that all of a sudden the team really did pick up and really started to extend lead there?
So we had some talks at half and some corrections and some offense that needed to work and defensively what we had to do and talked about popping back. It's just awareness of that. And I think with young players, you have to spell out exactly, you need to do this, this is when you need to do it. And in the third quarter it showed. But, after the game I talked about there can't be a halftime where I have to reset. We have to start the games like that. And some of that is on me because the second quarter I went really deep into the bench. And sometimes I think it's really early to do that. But my mindset of doing that is getting more people experience early because sometimes it's hard to go back in the third, fourth quarter if it's tight. So, but I think that's when they made some of the runs. So I have to bring some people along, get them better, and the first thing is taking care of the ball. So when they come in second quarter, we don't give up those runs, and then we don't go into halftime tight or down. But I'm trying to give people time to learn in certain situations because, God forbid, someone gets hurt. If I don't get Maylene and Katarina and some other players experience, it's hard to later. So. Third quarter was much better. They said there was a shift in their mentality, but I talked about you have to have the mentality to start the games and sustain that, regardless if we're going into our subs. So that's just an area we have to get better in. But we are really young, so a lot of this is just opportunities for teaching, and there's a lot of opportunities for teaching every day.
When you went in at halftime, you already had 18 turnovers.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember that ever in my career.
I was a little surprised too, but you cut that in half in the second half. So whatever that adjustment was definitely helped them. I don't think Grambling stopped pressing you or stopped being the little mosquito.
We just made some adjustments in the press, but because some stuff we know, but it takes me drawing it, talking about it, and showing them the light to reinforce that. Because I think players forget, in the stressful times, you may know it, but you don't understand what's open. So we talked about this is how they're denying, this is what I want you to do, and the forward gets it. And it's just little corrections that you remind them of, and I think it puts them more at ease probably. Because I think, and also letting them understand, a press wants to speed you up, that's what we want. And so we can't get sped up. And so then we have to have composure and run offense. Because for a while I was like, it looks like the Bad News Bears. It looks like we're not coached. It just looked like, I was like, what are we doing? But credit to them because they made us do that. So I think as they learn, they have to learn, we have to control the pace. And you can't let teams make you play the way they want you to. But that's it's a process. I think they got also hyped when they were the coaches they're tired. And they were like, we're not tired. So I think that gave them a little bit of oomph. So whatever it takes to motivate you, right?
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks you guys. Anybody going to Palm Springs? No.